Well, no doubt you have seen the billboards. They're everywhere. You've heard the tagline, and if you live in Northeast Ohio, you already know the name. Now, the man behind it all is telling his incredible story.
Attorney Tim Misny has a new book out called The Misny Method, and it takes readers inside what made him one of the most recognizable figures in the region. And our chief Tim Misny historian, Mike Polk Jr., sat down with more.
Accidents happen anytime. That's why your attorney must be available anytime.
It was a branding campaign that began humbly enough. Another local lawyer trying to get his name out there, like so many before him. He had not yet committed to his signature catchphrase or iconic cleanly shorn dome, but the swagger and showmanship was already apparent and only emphasized by the enormous cell phone that strongly suggested this was a mover and a shaker who knew how to get things done.
And I'll make them pay.
Still, at the time, none of us could have possibly imagined how omnipresent this man would eventually become in our collective Northeast Ohio lives. But he sure has. His marketing approach is distinct, playful, and memorable, but could probably best be described as relentless. It's also inarguably been successful, and now Cleveland's most visible lawyer is sharing his story and his strategy in his new book, The Misny Method. We recently met up to discuss the project.
I have a question for you.
I'm ready.
At the Mike Polk household, is this really the mural in your dining room?
I painted this myself.
Classy.
Yep. I know, right?
Really classy.
For the sake of full journalistic disclosure, I should mention that Tim and I are not total strangers. We connected years ago after he saw a parody video that I had posted online.
Have you ever been offended by one of your own dreams? Call me. I'm Tim Misny, and I can help.
Co-written with author and entrepreneur Jim Kukral, The Misny Method focuses on his hard-scrabbled Cleveland upbringing, his personal philosophy, and his long, colorful journey to becoming one of the most recognizable figures in Cleveland. Right up there with Miles Garrett, Mayor Bibb, and Slider. These are anecdotes of things that happened to you, or these sort of pieces, pearls of wisdom?
Right. They are actual stories that happen, and you look back and think, what were the strategic points in your life? And I think there are lessons learned from those, and this is what the book is about.
Tell me about the process of this book. Was it hard for you to get to transfer what you were thinking into this?
It was a cathartic thing. Everybody should write a memoir. You realize your journey was purposeful, and it's still going on. It's a continuum. And certain things that you may have learned from your dad, your mom, growing up along the way still apply, and you transfer those on to your kids. So it was a fun experience.
The book also details the origin stories of Misny's foray into buying most of the billboards in Ohio, and the coining of his "I'll make them pay" tagline.
It's fun, it's entertaining, they can relate to it, and I think there will be lessons in there that they can incorporate to be a bigger success in their life than they ever dreamt possible.
Cleveland, this man's been haunting you for the last 30 years or so. Everywhere you go, don't you want to learn a little bit more about him? All the secrets lay within. Congratulations, Mr. Misny.
Thank you, my friend.
This is Mike, consulting with my attorney for 3 News.